People deluded, I'm back again. Premier League stars and duds of the week. So yeah, obviously in this video I talk about the best and the worst performers I've personally come across in this Premier League game week. And what a Premier League week it was. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, Arsenal versus Liverpool was a great game for the neutral. It was a great game for either set of fans. All in all, points a good point. Chelsea are still undefeated. City won 5-6-1. I lost count now of the Southampton game. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of goals that they're shipping and what I was personally seeing Sterling do. It's a madness. United fought back against Bournemouth, and yeah, Newcastle. If you're a Newcastle fan, you've seen your team win their first game in the Premier League. If I remember correctly, Cardiff, forgive me if I'm wrong, people, but Cardiff still haven't won a game this season. So yeah, there was a bit of everything for everybody. So we'll start off with the stars. In regards to the manager for stars, I know a couple of you have been asking me, oh, why don't you have a manager? Well, you do this and that, but you should have a manager. And I've conceded it, you lot are right. So in regards to the manager for this game week, I want to give it to our own boss, if you're an Arsenal fan, Unai Emery, purely because he spoke about in the week, let's write a new history against the top six sides. He G'd up the boys and stuff. He's always backing them, and he G'd them up. And typically, I can't lie, when Wenger used to do that at times, obviously he would back his team, and then you would see the calamity that would take place on the football field. And I mean, a point is only a point, and on one hand, we can't really be excited because at the end of the day, against the top six, there's been 9 points on the line, and we've only walked away with one or something like that, in the sense that Liverpool 3, 6 and 9 in Liverpool, City and Chelsea, and we've only got 1 point. But the devil's in the details, and ultimately we want to win these games. But if you look at how we played against Chelsea to how we played against City, from the first week against City to Chelsea, you can see a mild improvement. We lost both of them, so it doesn't matter. Liverpool, there's an improvement again. We fought. By the same token, we could have lost that game, of course, and we could have won that game. We did a 3-3 thing there last year, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. So it was nice to see. But I think I've got to give it to Pep Guardiola, people, purely because like City are just, it's unfair, really, truly. I might have to stop actually rating City players, because if they carry on like this, the team just going to be filled up with City players more or less week in, week out. If I remember correctly, I didn't have any City players last week because I think them and Spurs played midweek. Forgive me if I'm wrong, not midweek, on the Monday. But yeah, it doesn't matter offensively, defensively, who's in the team. It's just a madness. And probably if I look at anyone, the only player probably not performing for City, probably Gab Jesus. He probably needs a goal. But yeah, so it's between them two. I'm gonna go with Pep Guardiola. I wanna go. You know what? It's a tie, people, man. You lot can make it. We'll give them joint managerial things. It's a dual managerial thing for this team. Unusual, but they're both Spanish. So yeah. Also, feel you could have put Benitez in here purely because Newcastle got their first 3 points, and then obviously sorry, but we're delaying. In goal, it's a tough one. I'm going to go with Kasper Schmeichel. I feel, obviously, in light of, sadly, what happened in regards to their chairman, or I really should say the owner of the club, tragically passed away. God bless his soul. It was fitting that, obviously, Damari Gray with the celebration and that, but it was nice as well that the keeper was able to keep a clean sheet. I was going to go with Dobratska of Newcastle as well because they got their first 3 points of the season. Credit to them. But I'm going to go with Kasper Schmeichel because Damari Gray actually isn't in my team. So we'll go with Leicester's Kasper Schmeichel. Right back, I'm going to go with Bellerin. There was a couple, but like you guys know, I'm very hard when it comes to my club, Arsenal. I'm hard but fair. And it takes a lot for me to put them in this team. And I feel Bellerin did his thing, man. It was a game where if we was to lose that, you're going to look at the flanks. And I feel Bellerin answered questions of himself on the flanks. I think he held it up to against Liverpool, and whether he does it next week and the week after is another thing, but I'll keep it real, man, and he played well. Aké and Van Dijk, the two long-haired centre-halves, are going to be my centre-halves for the team. Van Dijk, I mean, the only fault you could probably have with his performance against Arsenal is that he was unlucky not to have a couple of goals, man. A force in the air offensively from set pieces. He's even finding pockets of space when he tried to volley past Leno. Defensively, the man's insane. Like, he's undoubtedly one of the best centre-halves. Like I said, when he signed for Liverpool, he can't control his price tag and he'll never be worth 75 million. But all he can, in the same way, a lot of these players aren't worth their price tag. It's nothing to do with Van Dijk. All he can do is put in good performances, and the price tag isn't spoken about. Like you're seeing with him, there's no one reminding of the price tag, and it arguably looks like money well spent in this day and age. And he just seems to be getting better and better. I know with Liverpool, with their riches of attacking players, if they win or whatever happens, you're always either going to critique or analyse or praise their attacking options. Van Dijk is a big boy in this thing, man, and Gomez and Van Dijk, very good partnership probably in years to come because they're both of very good ages. I do think if both of them carry on like that, maybe more so Gomez because of age and things like that, maybe the top clubs come calling, but it depends. We always hear with Kane and Sterling, is it feasible to see either one, for example, playing in Spain? I'm not too sure. Anything's possible. But yeah, Ake of Bournemouth had a good game. Unlucky not to win the game. The only bad thing he probably did is he mistimed the header, and if I remember correctly, someone was able to take advantage and pull it in the back of the net for Manchester United. So good game from both of them. Xhaka didn't play at left back, but to get into the team so I can free up another spot, I'm going to put him at left back. Both the midfielders at Arsenal against Liverpool put in a commanding performance. Don't feel there was too many, you could look at City to be fair, too many more better midfielders or central midfield players playing better than them. For someone who doesn't have a defensive bone in his body and he's extremely a liability in a defensive aspect, or if you look at all of the midfielders, he's probably the weakest defensively when you just tackling and recovery and physical attributes defensively, like turning around. You question marks would be asked of Xhaka, and he stood up to be counted against Liverpool, so he's in my team without a doubt. So he's going to complete the back five. In midfield, I'm going to go with, I've already basically said it, Lucas Torreira. I mean, the man's a boss, and I don't think he's going to be at Arsenal long. I want to keep him quiet, keep him a secret, but if he carries on like this, I haven't watched him before he came to the club, and being a Spanish speaker as well, I can only see his destiny being at Madrid or Barcelona or a team of similar stature people. I really can't see anything else, but enjoy it while it lasts. The guy's a boss. I mean, he can win. Obviously, you could say he didn't track the runner for Liverpool's goal, but passing, tackling, he's all action, man, and he's a pocket rocket of sorts. So Torreira's in midfield. Lemaitre is going to go in midfield for me again for Spurs, purely because I feel he was one of the better performers in a Spurs team, which probably feel they let themselves down conceding 2 cheap goals. Couple of weeks Lemaitre has been playing well, and I've not put him in the team, so I feel I have to be fair to him. So we're going to go with another Spanish speaker in midfield, in another South American essentially in Lemaitre, and another South American in the cam role. He scored 2 goals and got an assist. Felipe Anderson. It's taken him a while to adapt to English football, but he seems to be doing it, and it was a good win against Burnley, if I remember correctly, for West Ham. So him in the 10 position. Up front, I must admit, it's harsh not to have. I swear Martial scored, not Martial, sorry, Rashford scored the winner, and Martial played well as well, so shout out to both of them. They get recognition in my vids, but harsh not to have either one in the team. But I'm going to go with Raheem Sterling, 2 goals and an assist for Manchester City. Morata bagged 2 goals for Chelsea, and obviously he's always in my duds, and I'm always poking fun of him like on a banter one people. So banter aside, if you've played well, you've played well. So Morata's in the team. And I'm going to go with Richarlison, another man who bagged 2 goals. Harsh on Callum Wilson as well, not to be in the team. But yeah, that's the team, people. So to recap, Schmeichel, Xhaka, Van Dijk and Ake in defence. Bellerin at fullback. Torreira, Felipe Anderson and Eric Lemaitre of Spurs in the midfield 3. Raheem Sterling, Morata and Richarlison of Everton all scored braces for their respective clubs, going to make up the team. Shout outs to Alexis. I feel Alexis had one of his better performers in recent weeks for Manchester United. I've already said Rashford and Martial. There was a few good performers. Damari Gray, Chilwell, Lacazette for that good finish. Shout out to all of the Arsenal players, to be fair. I felt the commitment was there. Yeah, man, like, I feel Robertson was right for Liverpool as well, to be fair to him. So, yeah. On to Duds. The manager for the Duds team is going to be Mark Hughes. I mean, your team shipped 6 goals and Southampton don't seem to be anywhere near getting any decent run of form for themselves. McCarthy, by that logic, McCarthy's going to go in goal. He's conceded the most this weekend, forgive me if I'm wrong. So he's got to go in goal for us. Defence, I'm going to go with Trippier. Trippier's there. I'm a fullback, so I look at these things and I'm seeing Trippier I swear he had a hand in. Did he concede a penalty? Or if he didn't concede, he had a hand in it. He's there trying to do nutmegs. I feel Trippier had one of his worst games this season for me. And from what I saw with Wolves, I don't watch Spurs. Clearly, I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't watch them religiously like that. So forgive me if I'm wrong or my opinion's misinformed. But Trippier's going to go at right back for me. Basaka of Palace is going to go at full back, at left back for me. Didn't have one of the best games of his career against Chelsea. He wasn't the worst on the pitch, but again, fullback society. I want the best, so he's gonna go at left back. McCarthy's in goal in case I didn't make that clear. Foyth, I keep calling it Forsyth. Foyth of Spurs, first Premier League start. Unfortunately, gave away 2 penalties. Not gonna sleep well until his next game, and hopefully Pochettino keeps his confidence up. But he's gonna go at centre half, as is someone who shared the pitch with him for Wolves. Bowley in centre half. He's going to go at centre half. I don't feel he had the best of games in this Wolves shirt for himself. Fabinho and Fred, the 2 Brazilian boys from Liverpool and Manchester United, respectively, will go in midfield for me. In the 10th position, Arsenal's very own Mkhitaryan for me. Redmond, Shane Long, and Willian of Chelsea are going to make up the rest of the team, people. So to recap, McCarthy, Bishaka, Trippier at fullback, Bolly and Foyth. Fred, Fabinho and Mkhitaryan make up the midfield 3, and then you've got Willian, Shane Long and Redmond of Southampton as well. Shout-outs to the whole of the Burnley side. Shout-outs to Tarkowski as well. I don't feel Helder Costa had one of his best games. Smalling and a couple United players could have been in here, to be fair with you. Tompkins of Palace, I believe Tompkins that, forgive me if I'm wrong. Sacco as well. Matic of United. You just have the benefit of actually Fred being worse than you, so you make the team. So, yeah, man, I mean, that's all my best and worst performers of this week. So, yeah, Mark Hughes is the manager again for the Duds. So, yeah, I don't think I've got nothing more to say, people. So, let me get out of your hair. People, deluded, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, stay safe wherever you are. People, I'm out. Thank you.